Hi all, so if you watched my last video, you see I was making some modifications to my subframe here. I also showed you a few bits that I'd done before fitting my coilovers, but there's one bit I wasn't really very happy with. So here's one of the original lower arms. I cut the spring perch off because it was getting in the way of the adjusters on the coilover. And I welded in some bracing here and put a tube in the side so that I could run a bolt through the coilover. So I wasn't really happy with this. I decided I can do better. You know, this is old, crusty, rusty metal. Some grotty MIG welds on the side. I knew with a little bit of work, a little bit of effort, I could make something better than this. So I did. So here's all the templates transferred over to steel, ready to cut out. See, I've got them all scribed, so I've got an accurate line, and I've just outlined them all with Sharpie, just so that I know that I've got to cut to the inside of the Sharpie line. It just makes it a bit easier to see. I'm going to rough cut them all with my plasma cutter, and then I'll take them over to the bandsaw and cut them a bit more accurately. So here's all the parts for one arm laid out. We've got the base piece, which I just cut out, clamped it in the vise just to bend it to shape. This is the top, and I've got two of these side pieces. I'm going to be reusing the original toe off of the original arm. This is just where the ball joint fits. It's splined on the inside, so I decided this would be a bit tricky to make, so I'm just going to use the original. And here's a tube for the bushing to go in. This isn't the one I'm actually going to be using as a final piece. The final one I've ordered has got a 3mm wall thickness, so this is the correct outside diameter, but it's just a thinner wall, but it will work fine for mock-up. Here's just a block of wood that's the right width, just to space these out, and I've drilled a 1/2 inch hole all the way through, so I can use this to make sure that I keep the two holes here in alignment. So let's get it assembled. So the top piece here, you can see I've bent the ends up slightly here. It will fit on there like that. And the base, which is curved to fit, will fit on the back like that. So now I've got both my spacers welded in. Not the prettiest, but my MIG welds never are. And I've just put in a couple of stiffening ribs in there. Same way, just run a little bead across each one. Doesn't need to be fully welded out. These are just in here just to stop twisting. And that little bit of weld that's on each one, that should do. They're not going to move. So I've got this section welded on the front, a couple of holes drilled in it, so I can use that to bolt on this part. So I can bolt that through there, and that'll hold it in place so that I can weld it all the way around. So I'll get that bolted on, weld it on next. So these are the finished arms. I'm really happy with how they turned out. They totally met all of my design goals. If I was going to do this process again, I would definitely look into getting the material laser cut, as the bandsaw and the clean up was the most arduous bit of the process. Next up, I'll be assembling the complete front suspension and installing it all in the shell so that I can fabricate an anti-roll bar setup. If you're enjoying the build so far, leave me a like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and I'll see you in the next one.